Track wrestling here in Des Moines with Grandview 197-pounder, now three-time NAIA national champion Evan Hansen. Only been 28 guys now, I think, to do this, to win 3 at the NAIA level. How has it happened for you?
Just worrying about one match at a time, having fun, and just going out there and scoring as many points as I can, just letting it fly. You see a lot of guys, it's a national championship, so they tense up and they don't want to try and shoot or score points. They're just out for the win. Personally, I would rather lose and go out and give it my all and lose shooting than win on a stall call or something, So for me, it's just about going out and having fun, and that's what's happening. So,
what's the difference between being the guy that's at the top and trying to stay there versus the guy that's trying to get there? You've been on both ends of it.
The guy that's trying to get there, you're hungry. You're wanting that first one, and so you work a little bit harder without even knowing it, really. They always say it's easier to get to the top than it is to stay on top, and I think that's true. I find myself, some days I'm slacking, my coach will be like, hey, listen, if you want to keep winning and you want to keep doing well and you want to keep doing your best, you gotta come in with a purpose every single day. You can't, no days really where you can just let off the gas, so it's just a matter of having the guys around you to help you and just stay on track with it. So
what is it like in that practice room? You guys now have won 8 national titles in a row. You've racked up close to 220 points in this tournament, 12 All-Americans, way out in front of the pack. What is life like on a day-to-day basis in the Grandview room?
You walk into the wrestling room before practice with us, we're just screwing around. We're having fun. You might see some of us tackling each other, or we might be beating up on the freshmen. Some guys will be playing spike ball. Some of us are just talking, But when it comes down to it, once practice has started, we'll get down to it and we'll get down to business and we'll do the best we can and we'll work our butts off as hard as we can. And sometimes you'll see fists thrown because we're competitive. And, guy will get punched in the face and everybody just stops and they're like, what? And, Mitchell likes that kind of stuff because he knows you're competitive. I mean, he doesn't want you to hurt yourself or your teammate, but he likes the competitiveness, and he's like, you should be mad that you get taken down, because that means when you get taken down in a match, you're going to be mad, but you're going to just get back up and you're going to keep wrestling, so you're not going to let it affect you.
What do you like about the way you competed in this tournament?
I like the fact that I just got to my offense and, I've been working on getting heavier hands and just when I snap, make them feel it and really get them moving with it. And I think I did a really good job of that this tournament. I think I could have scored more points, so I'm a little disappointed that I didn't score more points. But other than that, I think I wrestled real well and I got to my offense real well. So
Grandview has accomplished basically everything under the sun except having a 4-timer. You'll have a shot at that next year. What are your thoughts on going after a 4th one next year?
I don't think about it at all, to be honest.
Yeah?
I try not to, and after I won last year, people are asking me about it, and I said, hey, I got to win 3 before I can win 4th. So it's just the next thing, and for me, that's the U.S. Open, and so that's what I'm focused on right now. Spend time with family and my fiance. That's what I'm worried about, and I'm not even thinking about next year at all right now. So
rewind it to when you come into this program. What are goals at that point? What did you think you were capable of?
I knew from the start that I was capable of a national title, and that was because Mitchell, as on my recruiting trips, he's like, hey, you're going to be the first freshman national champion in Granby history. And sure enough, Josh Winger and I did it. Our freshman year, we were the first 2 in Grandview history to win it as freshmen. And after that, it was just a huge confidence booster. Every day Mitchell will be like, hey, you're the man, you're a beast. Just be you. And so just the difference between having a coach in your ear just like bringing you up all the time and saying, dude, you got this, you're a beast, just go out there and wrestle your match and you'll be good. So
what do you think, what was your reaction when he said that? For the first time, when he said you're going to be the first freshman champion in Grandview history?
I kind of looked at him a little weird and I was like, are you sure? Like, Grandview's pretty prestigious right now, we haven't had a freshman national champion, so I was a little confused. And then after that, I started to believe it. Once I figured out that they actually hadn't, And then they hadn't had a 97-pound national champ. I was the first one for 97, and that actually made it so we've won every weight class in our 10 years now. So that was pretty cool too. And Mitchell just keeps saying it, and you know, eventually you believe it. And so now it's gotten to the point where he doesn't even need to say it anymore, but he still does, and I just believe it. And I go out there and I wrestle, and I try not to act cocky. I try to be humble, and you know, but sometimes you gotta be confident. You know, there's a difference between being confident and cocky.
Sure.
I try to be as confident as I can and try to walk that line. So,
what do you think he saw in you at that point in your career before you got on the campus?
the fight. Every time I've ever wrestled, from little kids all the way up, I may not be the best wrestler out there, but I'll just keep fighting. I'll keep coming after you. I don't care if I'm down by 14 or up by 14 or it's a close match. You know, I'll just keep coming. I'm not going to give up ever. I'm never going to give up a takedown if I can. You know, I'm going to keep wrestling. If I get taken down, I don't let it faze me. You know, and I think Mitchell saw that in me right away, from high school, state, all the way through. You know, I got taken down at state in my semifinal match my senior year. I just bounced right back up, got an escape, and then got a takedown again. And Mitchell texted me, he's like, "That's a great job. That's just wrestling right there. Just not letting it faze you at all." So I think that's the biggest thing that Mitchell's seen in me.
Who else recruited you?
Chad Lohman, to be honest.
No, I mean, what other schools?
I think Iowa State. I can't even remember who else, to be honest. There was a couple of schools, but I think Iowa State was like the only D1 school that was really looking at me.
What did you like so much about Grandview?
I just like the atmosphere. Growing up, oddly enough, I wanted to wrestle for Iowa State. I wanted to wrestle for Cale Sanderson. But as soon as I stepped foot on the Granby campus, I liked the campus, and I heard what Mitchell had to say, and I just fell in love with the place. And I was like, this is the place for me. This is where I'm going to get to the highest level possible for myself. And so it was just all uphill from there. So
you're going to Vegas for the Open. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, last year I had David Taylor first round and then Nick Greenan on the backside first round. So, you know.
You ended up with the two guys in Final X.
Yeah, so the toughest draw you can possibly get, and I was right there with both of those guys. So it was just the tiny little errors that cost me in both of those matches. So that's a huge confidence booster right there. So this year going into the U.S. Open, I got to fix those errors. I got to make sure I'm not making those tiny errors, because at that level, just the tiniest mistake will cost you. So I got to make sure I'm getting my takedowns, I'm getting to my transitions, and I'm still keeping a high pace with heavy hands.